He is a very special fighter. However, the cardio...
To remember his name with 2 seconds of silence afterwards.
I think that's the way DDP goes. You know, he manages to get through, weathers the storms, and he keeps going. That's what champions do, and that's why DDP's on top.
Well, interestingly, when he fought Whittaker, because again, he has been a bit, I call him like a Crash Bandicoot. Like, he goes in there and he's going crazy immediately. But it was the first time, although it didn't last too long, it was the first time I saw him a little bit more composed, and not just try to go crazy immediately. He took his time, even to find the takedown. He was kind of a bit more like chilled and slowly worked his way to the takedown, where normally he just comes out and just dives at you. And again, obviously, it's hard for anybody to keep such a high pace. If he is that same person, I reckon he can go the distance. And everyone's saying that if he doesn't take him out in the first, I reckon he can genuinely, fights like that, he can go the whole 5 rounds and it still be an somewhat even fight. Even when he starts to get a little bit more tight.
I'm going to tell you how good Chimaev is. I don't think people know he's a good grappler and be like, oh, yeah, he's cool. But when it comes to MMA, grappling, wrestling, I could say he would probably be, if you had one round to prove yourself, Chimaev, hands down. I've got Chimaev.
We need to get that title back for the normal people, man. This game has the belt, man.
The upcoming fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis is stirring significant debate about who will prevail. Analysts are meticulously examining their fight styles, strengths, weaknesses, and fight IQ to determine who has the advantage. Some experts argue that Chimaev's relentless wrestling and aggressive approach will be decisive, while others believe du Plessis' unique striking abilities and endurance in championship rounds may lead him to victory. Regardless of the outcome, this matchup promises to be one of the most unpredictable in recent UFC history, captivating fans and experts alike with its potential for surprises.
It's calculated. You know, he'll throw out punches out of position, but when he chooses to do that was when in a position where his opponent couldn't fire. You get little things like that. Or he'll chain, he'll kick and then his weird punch will come afterward. People are like, oh, what kind of punch was that? It was to split the timing, change the target. While you're expecting him to go there, base, then fire, he's already put a little awkward 2 and then you're on the back foot. Now he can chase you down, get a takedown or get an extra punch on you. Little things like that. It's calculated. Is a lot of that stuff going to be effective with Chimaev? Maybe not. I think the leg kicks, later rounds, that's all that stuff's going to be effective because he's going to be able to let his hands go a little bit more later. I think you're going to see a lot of kicks. Safe kicks that, won't be too easy to get caught. You might see a bit of, will you see pressure? Maybe, but you'll see a lot of maybe Dricus turning him, maybe a little bit of pressure, forcing the fight, showing Chimaev he's not scared of him and making him fight, making him knowing that he's going to get big reactions, making them big reactions happen so he can get that gas tank. Yeah. I think that's what we're going to see.
Who do I got, DDP or Chimaev? Honestly, I think too many people are counting out Chimaev's cardio. I think where Habib said it best, if he stands up with him and strikes with him.
I'm so intrigued by this one. Am I a prisoner of the moment? I feel like DDP Khamzat is one of the greatest middleweight competitions to ever happen in the UFC. You got Khamzat undefeated, boogeyman, DDP, already a middleweight great in a prime of his career. I have no clue how this is going to fold out.
Michael Bisping, the first British UFC champion, praised Khamzat Chimaev as a unique fighter, but pointed out his endurance as a significant weakness. He cautioned that if Chimaev gasses out in the first round, it could lead to problems, as Drizzles will exert pressure from the outset. Bisping emphasized that the fight's outcome depends on Chimaev's training. If his cardio isn't up to par, du Plessis is likely to secure the win.
Dricus $2.65, Chimaev $1.46. All right, so I am going with Dricus. You guys are going to see the first round, maybe even the second. And if you did go with my picks, remember, gamble responsibly. You're going to be like, what's he doing? I went with Volk. There's a good chance Chimaev makes it look easy early. Remember that wild storm that Dricus needs to weather. You know, that's no joke. So it might look like that. Or do we see Dricus already giving problems? If you do, we know we're gonna see bigger problems later on. Or do we see Chimaev change it? Find for a title, 5-rounder against a tough guy like Dricus. Is he more calculated? Can he be more calculated for 25 minutes? Do we see that Chimaev? I've never seen it, and I don't think I ever will see it. I think he's just a powerhouse, and he's so good at it, he's going to back himself, and that's why he will be dangerous early. Can he get the finish early? Maybe. He could get the finish. I think his best bet is getting that finish early, because he will get him down. He might even be able to get him in some chokes. Dricus might be strong enough to get him in positions that he's safe enough to survive and not let, while he's getting like dasses or anacondas and Chimaev's trying to get leg grips to just keep him closer so we can get an even bigger grip to jam his hips in.
Luke Rockhold, a champion aware of what it takes to succeed, has faith in DDP. He acknowledges Chimaev as a solid wrestler under pressure, but doubts his sustainable performance based on past fights. Rockhold emphasizes that Du Plessis is a formidable opponent not easily dismissed. For Chimaev to secure a victory, he must eliminate Du Plessis early in the matchup, as relying on late-game strategies may not be effective.
He is a very special fighter. However, the cardio could be an issue. Khamzat Chimaev's got a 5-round title fight, and if he does get tired in the first round, as we know, it's going to be a problem because Dricus is going to fight him hard from the opening bell. So if Khamzat Chimaev hasn't done all the necessary training, then Dricus du Plessis will remain the champion.
Du Plessis exemplifies remarkable endurance and resilience, embodying the spirit of weathering storms. His unwavering determination fuels his continued progress, reflecting a true champion's trademark. Such strength and tenacity inspire those around him to persevere through challenges.
Out. We'll see how it plays out. And I think Khamzat is very good at wrestling. He's very good on the ground. He's very good at pressure. The longevity of the fight hasn't been his best approach. So you see with Usman, you see with Gilbert. Tough test. I've put a lot of rounds in with DDP, and he don't go away. So unless he gets to him early.
Reiner Dretter, a seasoned trainer of both Chimaev and Du Plessis, believes Chimaev won't defeat Du Plessis early on, despite his strategy of explosive bursts. Du Plessis' unpredictability and constant movement make it challenging for Chimaev to gain an advantage in the initial phases of their confrontation.
Honest, I don't really see Khamzat getting him out of there early. Dricus is such a motherfucker, so game, so scrambly, especially in the early.
I'm so intrigued by this one. Am I a prisoner of the moment? I feel like DDP Khamzat is one of the greatest middleweight competitions to ever happen in the UFC. You got Khamzat undefeated, boogeyman, DDP already a middleweight great in a prime of his career. I have no clue how this is going to fold out. No clue. No clue. Gun to the head. DDP is so good, so durable, so big, and just finds a way to win. He's just an absolute winner. He's one of my faves. And he's so unorthodox.